Welcome to Rugby Chat for yet another year. Welcome to Space ODT Rugby Chat for another week. Got a bit different again this week. Eastern are having their 50th anniversary this weekend, and I've got a couple of heavies in here from Eastern. I've got Grubby. You'll all remember Grubby as the world's worst referee and long-time Eastern player. Might have played for Torrey as well. And a man who needs no introduction, I've got Lynn Jaffray, who played a lot of his rugby out at Eastern. I think he did play for the Dirty Old Spannerheads at Miller Park prior to that. We did spend some time out at Eastern. So look, Lynn, we might start with you, mate. So look, from memory, no, my memory's not great, you were a GI boy, and then did you go out to Eastern?
That's correct. We started right through Green Island for schoolboys and right through, and then in the mid-70s I got transferred with PPCS as a land buyer into Palmerston, based in Palmerston, and started playing for the Eastern boys. There's always a story, Paul, and the first year I went out there I was drafting the lambs of these farmers, and I decided that, having played right through with Green Island, that we thought we could win the championship the following year.
So did you go back?
I went back.
So you played for Eastern and then went back?
No, didn't start.
Oh, yeah, okay, you went back, right.
Went back there. I said to the guys, that, my brother particularly, who was captain at that time, he said, look, Shorts, let's come back and we can win this championship. So one of the first farmers I visited, he said, you'll be playing for the local team. And I said, no, I'm actually going back to play for Green Island. Yeah. We think we can win a championship. And he said, well, you might as well go and draft your lambs in Green Island too.
Because I do remember that final, because you played from memory. I was at varsity, it was my first year at varsity. I'd have been 77 or 78, somewhere around there. And you played, was it Zingaree in the final?
No, University A.
Was it University A?
Yeah, at Carisbrook, yeah.
Oh, so I must have got that wrong, because he did play them one year. You must have made another final and played. Green Island played the late 70s. So
I think after that, after you won the first banner, Brian McKechnie actually came in and played first 5'8", took my place in the team.
He'd have been a lot better than you being a Southland boy.
Absolutely right. Yeah. And there wasn't so many arguments between the brothers either. So and then they won, I think they won 2 championships.
Right, so this was earlier, so you were playing in that earlier. So was
the first championship.
Right, so that was against Varsity A.
Yeah.
Right, and then they won that one in 78, or 78 I think it was, and then you haven't won, that Green Island haven't won a banner since then. Right, look, let's bring you in. So the 50th on this weekend, can you call it something the 50th, or you just call it the 50th?
No,
it's not like a centenary, is it?
No, 50 years.
So you're the president now.
Yeah.
That's just scary in itself. So look, talk me through. So what's going to happen this weekend? It'll all start Friday night.
Friday night, 7 o'clock. We're having a meet and greet at the Egg Centre, not the Egg Centre, the Sports Centre at the Whack-White.
That's that big flash monstrosity on the main street.
Yeah.
Is that what it actually is? I'm always wanted to know.
Yeah, it's a big hall.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got about 200 people coming to that.
Yep.
And then again, all go Saturday.
So you're going to have rugby. So you're going to try and have all your rugby on at home on Saturday.
It's all home.
So how many kids teams have you got?
5.
So they're all school kids teams.
Yeah, they're playing at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Most of them are playing Torrey, and I think one's playing Pirates. Then at 1 o'clock, the under 18s.
So that's your second senior side, your under 18 side.
Yep.
Right.
And they're playing Cromwell.
Oh, okay.
At 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And then at 2:30, we're playing Torrey.
The big game
for the Peterborough Memorial.
Look, you'll have no trouble. We'll come back to that. You said we'll have no trouble winning that game because I know one of the coaches. So so you played at Eastern. So you were an All Black when you were playing for Eastern?
Yeah.
You were you were an All Black in
72.
72 through to 76.
I then got it was a character building career. I then was left out.
You got dumped for a while.
No, I was left out.
Oh, you was left out, right?
There's only 3 people's opinion.
Right.
So 75, I got back in.
We got back in before Laurie.
Laurie got in and sent back in 76,
and he was out longer than you. Yeah. So you were back in 70. So you came back in 72. You went on that tour. Then you came back.
No, 72 was Athletic Christchurch, Lancaster, Australia.
Right.
Test.
Right.
Gone.
And then you were out.
And then
you must have played pretty well in that test, did you?
We won the test, yeah.
And you still got trial?
No, we had trials after that.
Right. So then you came back and then 75?
75.
So you played in that test against Scotland
in the rain.
Yes. Yep.
Great experience.
With Duncan Robinson inside you. You'd never got a word in.
He was competitive.
Yeah. So then you went on that 76 tour?
76 we played Ireland and Wellington.
Yep.
And won test in those days, that's what he got. And then went to South Africa for the 24 games over there.
And that was and then you weren't an All Black after that?
No, 77 I got picked for the Lions game in Lancaster Park, one test, because of injuries and these sorts of things.
Yep.
And then 78 went back to England.
I went back to 78
in the Grand Slam.
Oh, I know. Of course, I knew that. So you went back in the 78. Yeah. So you were still playing at Eastern at that stage?
78. 76 I played for Eastern. I went to Africa. I got picked when I was playing for Eastern, to Africa.
And so when did you? How long did you play for Eastern for? After you finished that All Black stint, you were still playing for Otago then, obviously.
Yeah. I went through and I went up to 77, I think it was. I went up to Timaru, got transferred to Timaru.
Oh, okay, right.
Played for South Canterbury for a year, and then from there went to the England, Ireland, Scotland Grand Slam tour. Yeah. Right.
And you didn't came back to Eastern after that.
No.
So he was London your only All Black?
Yes. Yep.
So you
got about 5 or Matt O'Connell, Ray O'Connell, Glenn Porter, Otago reps.
James O'Connell, he played for Otago too, didn't he, James?
James, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, there's another one. Yep. There's a few O'Connells.
Yep.
And we got an under 17 New Zealand rep, Stephen Lee.
Okay.
And a deaf one as well, Arthur Phillips.
Okay. So tell me about, because I was out there the other weekend, and we want to talk about why more senior B sides don't want to go out and play that out there on a Friday night. I think it's a fantastic idea. Tell me about the new lights you've put in. Why did you do all that? And what's the plan behind those new lights?
Well, we see the vision that rugby is a losing thing at the moment, and Friday nights is the way to go. Weekends are so valuable to everybody.
Yep.
And if you play on a Thursday or Friday night, it gives the whole weekend to do something else.
Yep.
And I'm sure the Dunedin boys would have loved having a weekend off last 2 weekends ago.
Well, Grubb, you and I talked about it, because I'm of the opinion that especially the weaker clubs who haven't got the depth that say like the Dunedin or Southern or Varsity have, and you're really struggling to put a senior B side on the paddock when you've got your senior side playing straight after them, doesn't it make sense that you would get your senior B boys to play on the Friday night, and then the ones you need to back your prems up on Saturday are a wee bit fresh, so they haven't just played a game, they've had a night off apart from a couple of beers at Eastern on the way home. Yeah. But doesn't that make much more sense?
Well, doesn't it make good for the Premier coach as well? He's got his 22 there for the whole Saturday.
Yep.
And now
they have to drag them in after they play.
Yeah, exactly. And like sometimes the reserve, it's unfortunately sometimes happens that the guy that's already played 80 minutes has to come on in the first 5 minutes of the next game.
So look, mate, you've been around club rugby long, just like I have, and you've looked at, and some of these teams really take Grenoble for example. They're really struggling to put numbers on the paddock. Dunedin were playing Zingaree on Saturday, and they still didn't have 4 reserves when the game had started. They were coming from another game, from another ground. Wouldn't it make sense why wouldn't you play on a Friday night, especially if the lights are up to it, and they seem to be up to it?
Yeah. I've just heard you guys talk about it. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Like the standard of the play that night, like Dunedin played very, very well. I think the drop balls was less than what it was on a Saturday.
Well, I can tell you now, looking at those lights, comparing with, because the only thing we compare them to at the moment, apart from a proper stadium, is we can compare them to the lights at Logan Park. Yep. And from what I can see, Grubby, the lights are better than those Logan Park lights because there's less shadows. Yep. And what sort of comments did you get back from your team with that first game and the referees?
They loved it. And the referees didn't have a problem. They could see everything. When they did see everything, except it was against Dunedin.
Well, I had to say, look, you take Lynn, you go out to Eastern, and all I heard was "kill the dooley bastards." That came up a few times, and I haven't heard that for a while. There was banjo playing in the background. A lot of people were 6 toes there, but and Grubby, as an ex-referee, just abusing the poor little referee on the field. I felt that was harsh. He was admittedly, I felt he was good to Dunedin, that wee referee.
I think we're abusing you, not the referee.
Oh right, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that.
But the ref might have just got in the road there.
Okay, so what happens? On the Saturday? You've got the big function on Saturday night.
Yep.
You've got a guest speaker.
Yeah, in Kirkpatrick.
Oh, big Kirky's coming down. Yep. Good mate of yours.
Yeah, no, very much looking forward to seeing him.
Flying in Saturday morning and flying home Sunday morning, I think.
Well, tell us about this ball. What's this ball all about?
It's just a commemorative ball that we're going to play with, I think.
On the weekend?
Yeah, we're going to auction them all off. I think we've got about 10 or 12 of them or something.
Right.
Auction off.
Cool. Well, look, boys, we better move on to the little things we normally do. We're going to do the Form 15 first. I've got a few changes to make. I've already lost some stuff here by the look of it. So the backs first. I'm going to dump Josh Walden because he's been on this Form 15 far too long. I'm putting in Tom Barnsley from. Hold on, what am I doing here? I put the wrong guy out. I'll put Tom Barnsley in there from from Alhambra Union. I don't know why, I never heard of him. I'm dropping Josh Casey because he's from Tyre. I don't like anybody from Tyre. I'm putting in Fletcher Smith. He actually didn't because he got injured. And I'm putting in Gavin Stark on the wing. I think I'm dropping Marcus Sharp because I've never heard of him. And I'm putting Gavin Stark. Apparently he was outstanding for them on the weekend. And in the forwards, lads, I'm going to drop Charlie O'Connell because he didn't play last weekend. I'm going to put Mick Amarfi in because he's been playing okay. I'm dropping Ben Whale from Harbour. I'm replacing him with Harley Teapole because apparently he was outstanding in their win. And I'm dropping Jeremy Allworth because he's too old. And I'm putting Donald Brinkhouse and Dunedin back into that starting lineup. So there's your form 15. Right, boys. Good work. I'll just run through. I've got some more questions here for you, but I'll just run through this weekend's game, so you can give me a bit of a steer on what you think. We'll start with Eastern Tyring.
Oh, we have to go Eastern.
Eastern will win,
and especially at home.
Yeah, I had lunch today with the coach John Hornbrook, who is, by the way, one of the worst coaches in the history of rugby in New Zealand. He's telling me
those two last week they weren't too good.
Who were they? The boys what happened to Dunedin. They were supervisors at best. Dave Conrad and Noel Jenkins, they were just absolute. Well, in fact, as you saw, I had to go on half time and run the team talk. That's how bad it was. Both backs trying to run forwards at line out time. So Horny told me that he has got no chance this weekend because he's lost too many players. Mike Casey's taken too many up to the Prems to play.
Apparently they've raped the Prem Colts and
it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be Eastern Beast and Zingaree up against Kike.
Kike.
You'll take Kike. What are you thinking?
I'll go the colours.
You go the Zingaree boys?
Yeah.
Okay, AU and Southern?
Southern easy.
Southern?
Couldn't take Southern.
You don't like Southern, you're taking Lambrian. Good work. Union Pirates?
Union.
No, University, sorry.
Oh, University.
University?
Yeah, Varsity.
Harbour and Torrey, the big game. Top of the table clash.
Well, I can't really back anything against Torrey.
You play for Torrey?
It's unfortunate. It's down at Watson Park, isn't it?
It is down at Watson Park.
Which is going to be very tough, but we've been down there before and beaten Harbour down there.
You have, so you're taking Torrey?
I'll take Torrey.
You're taking Torrey. And one close to your heart, the big GI boys are playing the Sharks this weekend.
I'd have to take GI.
You're taking the GI boys?
Yeah, I think Grinnell might struggle a bit against the Needles.
They could struggle a wee bit too.
Yeah.
So Lynn, come back in. So, do you follow much club rugby now?
No.
You don't?
No. I went out last week. I was invited to go and watch Middlemarch play Green Island down at Miller Park. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So you're not watching much Prem rugby these days?
No, I don't. No.
You may obviously still follow Otago pretty closely.
Oh yeah.
And the Highlanders?
Yep, absolutely.
Talk me through. How do you think the Highlanders are going this season from what you've seen?
I think it's fantastic. I think Brownie's had a big influence
on the backs.
I can see that coming through.
Yep.
After watching Otago, and I can understand what they're trying to do. So
yep.
that's really cool. But we've got a very good backline too to work with. Ben Smith last week was just outstanding,
wasn't he?
And we know how good he is anyway.
And he's a Green Island boy too.
He's a Green Island boy.
But it's
like you, he's played all his rugby there in his early days.
It's their style they're playing. I think that's what's warmed people back to them and got behind.
Well, them. I was just watching on Saturday. When I actually started up to watch that Force game on Saturday night, and even when they were hard on the fence and they turned over the ball, they were confident enough to throw 3 or 4 or 5 passes just to get out of trouble. Mm-hmm. Now, teams in the past, wouldn't. Somebody would just be grabbing it and kicking it.
Yeah, but let's give the forwards credit too. They're not a well-known players in there, but they've really stood up. Well, their defence and their scrums and set players.
I just looked at the guy they brought in. Who broke his jaw. Now, how well did you watch that when you're watching that game? How well did you think Alex Ainley played? He's only played a couple of games this year. I thought he was outstanding for them against the Force.
Yeah, I didn't really see the forward play. I was just watching the backs.
Well, that's I'm surrounded by backs. Because I watched that guy play one game. He played one game for Dunedin when he broke his jaw. Might have been against Harbour earlier on the season. And he's stood up and he's gone to Africa. He's a no-name effectively, and he has played great rugby for them.
Their physicality was real good against the Force.
Because let's be honest, the Force haven't had a great season, but they've played pretty well. So what are you thinking, boys, about the big game down in Otago Saturday night? Chiefs Highlanders. Are we going to win this?
It's the big one. This is what it's all about. You can win the other ones. This is race day.
Yeah.
You've got to win this one, and then they can rest the ABs, and they'll have enough. So look, they're a bit decimated.
Yeah,
it's the right time to get them.
Is it not too tough that we've come back from Africa and we've come back from the force and we've had a week? It's a week. We've had a week.
These guys, I think they're tuned to it.
Yeah.
For a start, that used to be the excuse, but now people are winning when they come away. They're winning in Africa, well, they never used to win in Africa. So I think these guys are right for it.
Yeah. So because I mean, Grubby, if we win this game, I mean, we've got to make. You've really got to. We can't finish in the top 3, which is ridiculous because you've got the whole
conference
pool thing going on.
Yeah.
But to get that last of those home semis, you've got to finish 4th. So it's a big game for us to beat these guys in the weekend.
It is, especially in coming down here, and hopefully it's a bit colder down here because these Chiefs boys won't handle the cold down there.
No.
So.
Well, either we're weak because we're not used to playing in the cold anymore.
Oh, well, that's true, yeah.
Righto, so anyway, well, look, thanks, boys. I think we're running out of time. So just finishing off, just remember the big games this weekend. It's Eastern playing Tyree in their 50th season out there at Wakawhite. They'll destroy the Eels out there on Saturday. I think Harbour might just beat the Eels at home by a couple of points, but it'll be tight. And in the big game in Invercargill Saturday night, 7:35, put all your money on the Highlanders. They win 13+. And we'll talk to you again next week.